Hello, and thank you for calling WJAC-TV and 6 News. We appreciate hearing from you.
Hey, is Lauren Hensley available?
No, she's not. Firstly, she's out reporting. Secondly, this is Johnstown, and she works out of the Blair County Bureau.
Okay.
How can I help you?
Well, yeah, I had some information regarding the lady using the name of Kimberly Kitchen. She was apparently convicted after lying about a law degree and a license. Is that a story? Are you familiar with that story?
Yes, I am. One of our biggest stories, yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to give you guys some information. No one at that law firm has a law license. They may have a union dues card, what's called a bar card, but none of the attorneys have a license to practice law.
All right. I don't want to sound bad, but how do you know this?
Because there is no such thing as a license to practice law, and there never has been. Attorneys do not grant themselves a license to practice law or anything else. They have a private club called a bar, the bar association that they're members of.
You're supposed to pass the bar exam, exactly, and she faked her bar exam.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is none of these guys have a license to practice law, and I believe the charge has to do with practicing without a license. The Attorney General does not even have a license to practice law.
Well, you're saying the Attorney General doesn't have a license?
Correct. He does not have a license. He has what's called a union dues card, which is a bar card, and that gives him the privilege to do legal things. And what's going on with Kimberly Kitchen is that apparently she does not have a bar card that's been extended to her by the attorneys at the Supreme Court level. Have you ever heard of the legal name fraud?
No.
Okay, well, Google will help you with that. All you have to do is Google legal name fraud, and it will fill you in. It's just a matter of Googling it. No, it's just legalnamefraud@gmail.com. And this is a really fascinating case that has been done. Is this your news team that was the one to lead on this story?
Correct.
Okay. One of the things I'm reading here is the Attorney General's office has indicated that it's great to have taken an impersonator off the streets. And that's really amazing because anyone who uses a birth certificate or a legal name is actually impersonating. Because the attorneys own the birth certificate, and only attorneys, and I'm talking about the ones with bar cards, can use those documents. That's why Kimberly Kitchen is being prosecuted. She doesn't have a bar card.
She's not prosecuted. She's charged. She's hit on all 3 accounts.
Yeah, it says found guilty by a judge. So Kimberly Kitchen is actually a legal name, and the woman who's representing that legal name is not an attorney. She doesn't have a bar card. That's why she's in trouble, because she's committing legal name fraud. She's committing legal name fraud. This is an angle that you guys may not know about or may not have considered. But that's what's going on here. The attorneys are a private group of people, and we don't have any business in being involved in what they do in legal land. And when people involve themselves in legal things without the bar card, they find themselves getting into trouble quite a bit.
Okay, so you're now saying that not only did Kim Kitchen not have her quote-unquote bar card, but nor does her own attorney?
No. Now, if the attorney has a bar card, they can show you the bar card. What I said earlier was they don't have a license. There's no such thing as a license to practice law. It's just...
You're telling me that everybody in the entire law institution that she works for, the company, shall I say,
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to tell me none of them have any bar card and are not allowed to practice law?
No.
Have been?
No. I'm not saying they don't have bar cards. I'm saying specifically they do not have law licenses. None of them have a license.
A license doesn't exist.
They don't exist. If you were to go ask an attorney, someone that you think is an attorney, let me see your license, they will not provide that to you.
Well, I don't think it's like a driver's license that they whip it out and show me.
A license is simply written permission to do something that's illegal.
Okay.
A license.
I would have you talk to Lauren about this. Obviously, I'm ignorant.
I've been involved in a federal court case in which I was being accused of practicing law without a license. And all I did in response to that was to ask each attorney that was accusing me of this for them to provide me with their license to practice law. Not one of them did it. And they never bothered me about practicing law without a license again, because none of them have a law license.
You want me to have Lauren get in touch with you, but you won't provide your phone number for me. Can I at least have your first name?
Well, I don't have a first name because it's a legal name on a birth certificate.
All right, you know what? If you're not even going to give me your first name, I'm not going to pursue this further.
Well, why would that be?
I don't even care. But what am I going to do? Tell Lauren to call Mr. Nobody?
Well, do you want to be an accessory in legal name fraud?
No, I don't. See, that's the thing. Is everything that you're saying to me is very sketchy. I'm not.
How so? Which way?
Well, you can't give me a phone number. You can't give me your name. You're giving me an email address that is obviously not a personal email address, and you're expecting me to have my reporter contact this email address and just hope for the best.
So, are you discriminating against people that don't use names?
No. My name is Jessie Sutherland Gordon.
Is that on a birth certificate?
Yep.
Okay, do you have a bar card?
No, I'm not a freaking lawyer.
You're not an attorney. You don't have legal permission to use the legal document, which is called a birth certificate, or the legal name on the birth certificate. So that means you're involved in fraud.
I think there's something wrong with you. What do you mean? So I'm fraudulent because I just told you my full name?
No, well, you
just said?
That's not your name. You said it's on a birth certificate. That's owned by the state of Pennsylvania Corporation. You can never get the birth certificate.
To me at birth.
Yeah, and your mom then registered that with the state of Pennsylvania or whatever corporation, so it's no longer yours.
Pennsylvania.
It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Every state of is simply a sub-corporation of the United States Corporation.
See, you're out of control.
How so?
I just told you, my legal full name.
How do you have a legal name? Wait a minute. How do you have a legal name and you're not a bar attorney? How do you do that? Only bar attorneys are authorized to do legal stuff.
Why would I be a bar attorney? That's my legal name.
You cannot do any legal thing or have any legal thing unless you're an attorney.
How about I take out the word and say, that's my name?
Okay, well, that's different. But here's the deal. If that name that you're providing is the same one on the birth certificate, then you do not have the legal authority to use that legally. So you are committing an illegal act. Here's what you can do. Don't take my word for it. Call Vital Records up and tell them to give you written permission to request and use the name on the birth certificate.
I actually think I have somebody that you might want to talk to.
Can you call Vital Records up and ask them if you can use the legal name without a bar card?
Can I call what?
Vital Records.
Anybody. No, but I have my investigative reporter here. Would you prefer speaking with him?
Well, yeah, I'll talk to anybody.
I don't know why you're being so difficult with me. I honestly am a very nice person, but you're pushing every button I have.
Actually, you're the one who said you wouldn't talk to me without a name, so that's discriminating against people without names.
But you couldn't give me a first name.
I don't have a first name.
Yes, you do.
I'm the one who determines whether or not I have a name. No one else, right?
Fine.
And I've determined I don't have a name.
Okay.
If it was any other way, then someone else would be in control of me, and that's kind of crazy. I'm all grown up and whatnot. No one else is in control of me.
Are you? Because it doesn't sound like it, to be honest. If I wanted to have somebody investigate what you're trying to ask me to investigate, I would at least like to have a first name. If you're going to refuse that and give me some ridiculous email address, it's not going to happen. You want to play ball? Let's play ball.